Hello and welcome to another part of this chapter probability. In the previous part we have considered two-dimensional distribution and we have considered spectrum, random variables and probability mass function. Now in this part we shall consider the distribution function for two-dimensional discrete distribution. So we just recap the previous part here. We have defined the two-dimensional random variable x comma y, and we have also defined the spectrums. In two-dimensional discrete distribution, the spectrums are the points of this order pair xi comma yj. And if we want to calculate the probability mass at this point xi comma yj, then probability mass function or the probability mass at this point is denoted by fi comma j, and by definition this is the probability of the event denoted by x equal to xi comma y equal to yj, or in short we write probability of the event which is denoted by xi comma yj. So from here we find the spectrums and the corresponding masses, so we can easily find the probability mass function. Next we shall discuss about distribution function in two-dimensional discrete distribution. Now in two-dimensional discrete distribution, the distribution function will be denoted by f x comma y, because in this case we have two random variables x comma y, so we have two real variables small x and small y. Now in two-dimensional discrete distribution, this is the definition of the distribution function, which is denoted by capital F x comma y, and this is equal to probability of this event where x varies from minus infinity up to x including the point x, and y varies from minus infinity up to y including the point y. So this is the definition of probability distribution function for two-dimensional discrete distribution. Now in the language of masses, we can write that this is equal to summation of the masses. Here we shall use the double summation, one for I and another for j. So it is Fij. So capital Fxy equal to sum of the masses which lie in this interval. So the masses for which the spectrum points xi is less equal to x and the spectrum point yj less equal to y. So for the spectrums which lie in this interval, we shall consider all the corresponding masses and we shall add all those masses. This will be the distribution function at the point x comma y. So as for example, if we want to calculate the distribution function at the point 3 comma 4, that means we have to consider all the masses in the area from x varies from minus infinity to 3 and y varies from minus infinity to 4. Now we shall explain this distribution function in terms of graph. Now let us consider this area. This is our x-axis and the y-axis. So there are some spectrum values of x. So we shall plot the spectrum values here in this line, and we shall plot the spectrum values of y here. Now in two-dimensional distribution, the spectrum values are distributed in this area. So there are some spectrum values there or maybe there. Now in the spectrum values there are some masses. So assume that there are some masses there. So these are the corresponding spectrum values, and in the spectrum values there are some masses. So if we want to calculate the distribution function at the point x comma y, suppose this is our x point, let this be the point x, and also suppose this is the point y. So if we want to calculate the distribution function at this point, so if we draw the lines here, then suppose this is the point x comma y. So we shall find the distribution function at the point x comma y. So by definition, the distribution function at this point is the sum of the masses which lie in this area. So first let us find this area. So this area is denoted by these slant lines. Next we find this area. So this area y varies from minus infinity to y, This is denoted by another set of slant lines. So this area is all the area in the left hand side of this vertical line, and since there is less equal to x, so we shall include this vertical line, and the area this one, that means all the area below this horizontal line. Now since this is y less equal to y, so we shall include the points on this horizontal line. So by this area we are considering this area, this one. The area which is denoted by these double cross lines. So this is our required area. So if we want to calculate the functional value of the distribution function at this point x comma y, that means we shall consider all the masses which lie in this area. So this is our required area bounded by this horizontal line y equal to small y and this vertical line x equal to small x. So this is our required area, and we shall add all the masses which lie in this area. That value will be the value of this distribution function at the point x comma y. As for example, if we want to calculate the distribution function at the point 1 comma 2, then we shall consider a vertical line x equal to 1, and we shall consider a horizontal line y equal to 2, and then we shall consider all the masses which lie in this area. So from this graph we can easily find the functional values of this distribution function fxy. Now in the previous part we had considered one example, that is a fair coin is tossed 3 times and x denotes number of heads, y denotes number of tails minus number of heads. Then we had obtained the spectrums. So these are the spectrum points, out of which at these 4 spectrums we have the non-zero masses, and we had found the probability mass function, and this is the probability mass function Fij for 2-dimensional distribution. And here we had found that there are 4 non-zero masses at these 4 spectrum points: 0, 3, 1, 1, 2, -1 and 3, -3. Now for this example we shall find the probability distribution function. Now we have the definition of distribution function fxy. This is equal to sum of the masses which lie in this area. And in graphical we have already discussed how to compute the values of this function at the points. So we shall find some values of this distribution function for this problem. Now to evaluate the distribution function we shall use this graph. We have plotted all the masses in 2-dimensional area. So these are the non-zero spectrums, and at these 4 spectrum points we have the masses 1/8, 3/8, 3/8 and 1/8. Now suppose we need to find the value of this distribution function at the point 1, 2. So by the formula we shall identify these 2 points. So first this is x equal to 1 point, and suppose this is y equal to 2 point. So by the definition, this is the value of this distribution function at the point 1, 2. This means sum of the masses such that x is less equal to 1 and y is less equal to 2. So if we consider the vertical line at x equal to 1, suppose this is a vertical line at the point x equal to 1, and we shall consider a horizontal line at y equal to 2. Suppose this is y equal to 2, this horizontal line. Now this area, that means we are considering this area bounded by these 2 horizontal and vertical lines. So actually we are considering this area. Y is less equal to 2, that means the area in the downwards, and x is less equal to 1, that means all the area in the left hand side of this vertical line. So actually we are considering this area including 2 lines. So if we want to find sum of the masses that lie in this area, so let us find how many masses lie in this area. Now if we look carefully, we shall find that there is only one mass 3/8 that lies at the point 1, 1, that is included in this area, because we are considering the area including these 2 lines. So only one mass is there that lies in this area, which is 3 by 8 at the point 1 comma 1. So this sum is nothing but 3 by 8. Next, suppose we want to find the value of this distribution function at the point 4 comma 0. So for that we need to find sum of the masses which lie in the area denoted by x less equal to 4 and y less equal to 0. For that we shall draw one vertical line at x equal to 4 and one horizontal line at y equal to 0. So if we draw these two lines, let this be the vertical line x equal to 4 and this be the horizontal line y equal to 0. So by this area, we means this area bounded by this horizontal line y equal to 0 and this vertical line x equal to 4. So x less equal to 4 means we have to consider all area in the left hand side of this vertical line, including in this line. Now by the area y less equal to 0, we means this area below this line y equal to 0, including this line. So if we want to find the sum of the masses that lie in this area, then first of all we have to identify the masses which lie in this area. Now if we look carefully, we shall find that there are only two masses, 3 by 8 and 1 by 8, that lies in this area. So value of this equal to 3 by 8 plus 1 by 8, which is 4 by 8, that is half. So value of the distribution function at 4 comma 0 equal to half. Now similarly, using this graph we can find the value of the distribution function at any other points. Next we consider some properties of distribution function capital Fxy for two-dimensional discrete distribution. Now in two-dimensional discrete distribution, the function Fxy satisfies all these 5 properties. The first property is the value of Fxy must lie between 0 and 1, including 0 and 1. Now you know that in discrete distribution, the value of Fxy is the sum of the masses that lie within a specific area. Now we know that the masses are non-negative. So if we consider sum of the masses, that means we are considering sum of the non-negative masses, that will be automatically non-negative. So Fxy will be greater or equal to 0. But we know that sum of the total mass, that is total probability, is equal to 1. So it does not matter how many masses we add, the maximum value of the sum must be equal to 1. That's why the functional value of f at the point xy must lie between 0 and 1. The next property is Fxy is monotonically increasing for both x and y. That means the function Fxy is monotonically increasing. Remember that it is not strictly increasing, but it is monotonically increasing. That means non-decreasing for the variables x and y. As for example, if we find that x2 is greater than or equal to x1, then f of x2 comma y, this should be greater or equal to f of x1 comma y for all values of y. So if x2 is greater or equal to x1, then f of x2 comma y, this should be greater or equal to f of x1 comma y for all the values of y. Similarly, if y2 is greater or equal to y1, then f of x comma y2, this should be greater or equal to f of x comma y1 for all the values of x. So the function Fxy is monotonically increasing for both the variables x and y. Now next property, this is very important. We can solve the problems by using this property. Now probability of this event where x lies from a to b excluding the point a including the point b, and y varies from c to d excluding the point c and including the point d. Since we are considering discrete distribution, that means we have to consider less than and less equal to differently, because we know that in continuous distribution less than and less equal to have the same meanings, but in discrete distribution these two have different meanings. So the probability of this event is equal to f of b comma d, the distribution function at the point b comma d, plus f of a comma c minus f of a comma d minus f of b comma c. Now this is easy to remember because this is equal to the functional value at the point b comma d, the last two values, plus functional values at the point a comma c, so at the first 2 points a and c, minus functional value at a comma d, so now first one, now second one, and minus f of b comma c, this second value, first value. So probability of this event is equal to these values. Next property, functional value at infinitive comma infinitive equal to 1. Now in the definition of distribution function, this is the definition of distribution function. If we put x tends to infinitive and y tends to infinitive, then we have probability of the event where x varies from minus infinitive to plus infinitive and y varies from minus infinitive to plus infinitive. That means we are considering all the areas in the two-dimensional plane. So we know that all the masses lie in the two-dimensional plane. So if we want to find the value of f plus infinitive, that means we are considering sum of all the masses which lie in the entire two-dimensional plane. And we know that all the masses lie there, so sum of this will be equal to 1. So f of plus infinitive comma plus infinitive, this should be equal to 1. Now if we put either x tends to minus infinitive or y tends to minus infinitive, then we find that the value is 0. As for example, suppose we are replacing x tends to minus infinitive. So if we put x tends to minus infinitive here, that means we are considering the area from minus infinitive to minus infinitive, which is nothing but 0. So in this area, the mass will be equal to 0. So f of minus infinitive comma y, this will be equal to 0. Similarly, if we put y tends to minus infinitive, then it is again equal to 0 for all the values of x and y. And finally, if we consider x tends to minus infinitive, y tends to minus infinitive, then obviously this is again equal to 0. So remember that only at the point plus infinitive it is 1, and all the remaining 3 points it is 0. Next we consider the final property. Now we know that in one-dimensional distribution, the distribution function is right continuous everywhere and left discontinuous at the spectrum points. Here also the function fxy, it is right continuous for both the variables x and y and left discontinuous at the spectrum points. So f of a plus 0 comma b equal to f a comma b. That means if we consider the functional value at the point a plus 0 comma b, then this will be equal to f of ab, and for the variable y, if we consider functional value at the point f a comma b plus 0, then it will be f of a comma b. So the distribution function is right continuous for both the variables x and y. So these are the properties of distribution function for two-dimensional discrete distribution. So with this we complete this part. In this part we have discussed about two-dimensional discrete distribution and we have obtained the distribution function and its properties. In the next part we shall consider the marginal distributions. So see you in the next part. Until then, thanks for watching.